Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yumi and the Girls Pod. We are so happy that you guys are here with us today. We are going to be talking about my advocacy day on Capitol Hill for childhood cancer. And
Fresh from today. I
yes,
haven't even heard about this yet.
literally, I haven't talked to anyone about this. So you guys are the first ones that are going to hear about this. So buckle in. Um, I'm also going to talk about kind of just like the lobbying process in general as well a little bit because I think that lobbying, this was my second year doing it. I think that lobbying is something that everyone should do at least once for something that they're like really passionate about. And so I just want to talk about like what it's like because I never knew what to expect. So, yeah, we're just going to talk
Yeah,
about that.
I definitely, I don't know for this if I could go with you,
Yeah, totally.
but yeah, I would love to go with you, like when I'm done with school and I'm free, because I know we've talked about doing that, but we've also talked about going to DC for the Women's March.
Yes.
So I would love to do that, and I'm assuming there's probably so many lobby groups that are lobbying for women's rights, reproductive rights, marginalized group rights during that time period. So I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do that. And guess what? Actually, guess what? You're going to love this.
What?
I secured two passes to the house gallery, good for the entire house term, so the next 2 years. And so I have those. And so if you came to visit, we could go, if we went on a weekday, we could go to a house session.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, so you have to get it from one of your representative's office. And so they gave us enough for our group, but they kind of just gave us a stack. And I was like, "Ooh, can I have two of those?" Because I was like, they close at 4 p.m. and we had gotten done with our meeting at 3:30. And so, yeah, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna run over before it ends. Like, this is so cool." And I was like, "Well, I'm tired. I'm not doing that, but I can come back anytime." So I have those for the next 2 years.
I'm so down.
Yeah. So yeah, I texted Kendrick that, and then I literally was like, "Oh my gosh, Kenz would love this." So you're invited.
Yeah. Unless he wanted to go, I won't take that away from him.
No, no, like it's like a continuous pass.
Oh. Oh my God, that's cool.
I
Okay.
believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Like, don't get my hopes up. I know that I want to go out to see you. You want to come out to see me.
I know. But we're both like
We're too busy. We're
busy.
broke.
Yeah, honestly. So, yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to have a reunion soon,
I know.
or I'm gonna go insane. But
No, I know. I was looking. I don't know why I was, but I was like, our trip when I went out there last summer was so fun.
I
And I was
know.
just like running this for my camera roll, and I was like, oh my God, like the seafood boil, that was my first time. And like
Yeah.
just like the mall, like it was so fun.
It was. It was so fun. I loved it. I was thinking about that the other day too. I might have gotten like a memory from Apple. Um,
Oh yeah, maybe. I was also thinking I miss Gigi.
I know. He's literally sitting right next to me, but on his little house. Every night after he eats, he's been sitting on his little house, on top of his little house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like he hasn't knocked over his automatic feeder in a fit in 2 days. So that's good. And he's just eating and then he's satisfied and he's just sitting on top of his house.
He was kind of in a rebellious phase.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of scared he has diabetes or something. But I think I'm also just like I have like I don't want to have like Munchausen by proxy. So I need to not worry about that because they said that he was like perfectly fine, but yet they didn't do blood work because it was $400, and they were like the vet was literally telling me like, I don't think you need to get blood work, basically, because I was like, that's a lot of money. And they could tell how much I was struggling. And I was like, okay, if the vet is telling me like I wouldn't be getting it if I were you, like you're fine. I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
But he's so
I,
tiny.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I know that the vet is so expensive for no reason. Like when I took Lisa, he was just sitting there staring at me, earplane ears.
Oh my gosh.
But when I took him to the vet was like, he really needs his teeth cleaned because he's showing signs of gingivitis.
They're always doing the teeth clean push.
Always. But I was like, okay, can you email me an estimate? So they email it to me $1,000.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I was like, I'm sorry, baby. That has to wait. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Well, my
It's just
friend, she's getting her cat's teeth cleaned. I think she might have already gotten them cleaned like within the last week. But she's also a senior cat, and she had to pay like 2,500 or something. Yeah,
I can't even wrap my head around.
I was like, I wouldn't, if it were me, I wouldn't do it. But I was like, you're a better cat mom than me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it made me feel so guilty. But I was like, that's literally like my savings. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, bud. Oh, he laid his little head down and he's looking. Okay, I'm done. I'm done pointing him out.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, okay,
I'm
we talk
like, they
about it.
can't see him.
I do want to apologize to our listeners out there because my setup last week was booty. I when I was watching clips that you posted, I was like, I am literally like a ghost. Like you can't even see me. All you can see is my candle flickering. So, guys, I moved my setup. I'm recording on my bed. I think this is going to be my new spot because I'm cozy. I can set up the
It's
lights.
really cute.
Thank you. But real listeners know. I have to share this because this is what it reminded me of.
Of the
We
sunset.
recorded loved her, great episode.
Hmm.
But as the night progressed and the sun was setting, by the end of the session, she was a ghost. We couldn't see
We
her.
couldn't see her. It was a
But
dark room.
literally, it was a dark room. Couldn't see her. So I apologize.
Um, but then recently I had my own sunset moment a few like months ago when we first moved, and I was sitting in our big gray chair and I looked like a villain and the sun was setting. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting a taste of that.
No, it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, just wanted to, move my setup, and you guys can see me now if you're watching on YouTube.
Well, what updates do you have to share with the class?
Honestly, nothing. I can't think of anything.
I have something to say. Your photo dump that you posted today, the mirror selfie of you in your nursing stuff, I was like, that's so cute. Why haven't I seen a picture from your nursing journey yet? Like, I feel like I haven't seen anything.
Because last semester I was literally drowning,
Oh,
and now I'm medicated and have my have my
really?
hand in everything. And I'm feeling better. But yeah, so like my thing this semester was like I want to take more pictures because I'm feeling
Yes.
better about everything, and like
Oh,
I love my cohort and like we all get along, and
yes.
yeah.
I
So
love
I was
that.
like,
I loved it. I thought it was so cute.
thank you.
So, how many people are in your cohort?
We started with I think 32,
Okay.
between 30 and 32. Now there's 21 of us, I think,
24?
maybe 22, 21.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of people dropped out after the first semester, and a couple people stayed back with the cohort below us
Okay.
to retake pathophysiology.
Okay.
yeah, we lost a lot of people, but I totally understand. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm
We're
like,
all working.
they're not joking when they say like it's intense.
No. And like the content, I think it feels more intense because we are working full time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I know this is what I want to do, so I'm not saying it's like easy for me to grasp, but like I'm following, like I'm with it, you know,
Yeah,
and I want to be there. If this isn't for you and you don't want to be here, like I totally get it.
yeah,
It's a huge commitment. So yeah, we lost a lot of people, but like I think as a cohort too, like we have a flow. So
I
this
love that.
semester is way
I love that. I want to see like a documentary of your cohort or something.
no, literally, like a reality show. That would
Yes.
actually be hilarious.
Like, I want to see what it's like. I want to be a fly on the wall in your nursing class one day. Do they do like
So fun.
bring a sibling to work to class day or something?
No, because classes are 4 hours of lecture. So I don't think anyone wants to sit through that.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I would just want to go to clinicals. I would be like, I used to be an EMT, so I'm kind of
You're like, I think no. You're like, I can put in a calf. I know how to do
I'm
that.
like I can hang. I can hang a little bit. Um okay, well that's so cool. Do you have any other updates?
Well, no, but let me say one thing about your EMT journey. It is so crazy that I'm halfway through my second semester of nursing school. I have yet to put in a calf. We have not done IVs. I think we're doing that next week or the week after.
Ooh.
But you, in your EMT training, that was not this long,
Yeah.
not this extensive, you've done like way more than I have.
Yeah. Well, it was one was it one? Yeah, it was
It was
one
one
semester.
semester.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um
like, think about everything you're doing like out in the field.
I know. I it shocks me that I was 18 years old during COVID doing that. I'm like, I had no
Yeah.
business doing that. I had no business having that much authority. It was scary.
No,
Like low key, like
yeah.
something like it was kind of traumatizing.
It's intense.
Like especially the COVID aspect. Like there is literally like a few stories that like seriously traumatized me.
Yeah, I
I'm
get it.
like, if there's like a healthcare heroes documentary during COVID,
Put me in.
put sign me up because I was on the front lines in the nursing homes. That's a hub.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had experience in it and it's just insane. I'm like now my title it would be social media social media strategist. They're like, "Wait, how was she an
You're like,
EMT?"
that means you never want to be in the healthcare field again.
Yeah, I'm like I pushed that far away, but no, just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm excited for you to do IVs. That'll be so cool.
So excited. I
Yeah.
know tomorrow we're doing like IM injections. So I'm like,
Okay.
ooh, okay.
You're like, I've
Yeah.
done that for my sister.
I know how to do it. Besides school, I've just been in heartbreak. Um, just single girl, getting through school, getting through work. But
Grinding.
other than that, nothing.
Well, it looks like you've been having fun with your friends, which is fun.
Yeah, we actually did. Was it last weekend? Yeah, last weekend we went to a Charlie XCX themed dance night.
I love it.
It was fun, except they barely played any Charlie.
Oh.
And yeah, so we went with it was me, Maria, and Lo, and then one of Lo's friends and a couple of her friends met us out.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Maria, we had been there for like 30 minutes probably, and we were like, "Let's go." We were at what was that, Marquee, and it's right next to Gym Mill, so we were in that
Oh.
area. We
Okay.
were talking about
Our old
like right
stomping
across from
grounds.
our old stomping grounds. So we were right there in that area, and me and her were like, let's go. So we went to Sidecar, and we did a flower shot.
Of
And I was like,
course.
I don't want, honestly, I'm over it because I hate the way it makes my mouth feel. But Maria was like, no, I'm buying you a flower shot. Like, this is your like first time out since the breakup. Like, let's do this. I was like, fine, okay. So
It's
we got the
almost
shots.
like
I ended
a
up.
ritual, like you have to.
No, I know. So we did, but then it was like 15 minutes, and Lo and her friends met us, and we were like, okay, cool. Like, you guys don't want to be there, and she was like, no. Like, it didn't get any better after you guys left, so
That
it
sucks.
was it was cool. Yeah, but honestly, like the pregame was more fun because it was Y2K themed. So of course we were like getting ready. I got these cute Y2K sunglasses on Amazon for all three of us, and they were so perfect.
So cute.
So it was fun. Yeah, I'm like the whole night we kept saying we needed this.
We needed this. Yeah. No, I love that. I love those nights. That's so fun.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, no updates. What about you?
Well, in last episode, I talked about how I was pursuing treatment at the Mayo Clinic, and it's moving fast. And I'm booking my flight tonight, and I'm flying out in literally like a week and a half, less than that. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot. Like,
I'm like,
it's
wait,
stressing me out.
why didn't you text me about this?
Literally, I have, because it's been stressing me out. Like, it's like giving me anxiety. And I was just like thinking, and I was like, okay, like, I haven't been feeling well. And then, like, so lobbying was like a big thing I was anticipating. And then the second I got home, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can't breathe because, like, now I'm like, I have the Mayo Clinic breathing down my neck. Like, literally, they were messaging me constantly during the summit. And I was like, oh my gosh, because, like, and I understand, like, it's making me feel good that they really care. But I'm like, I'm busy right now. Like, they,
I'm not there yet.
no, I'm like, yeah, but it's like all about doing like all this, like, like, they review everything beforehand and do all this, like, work beforehand. So, anyways, I, I'm seeing, I'm going to be there for a week, or from a Monday to a Saturday, Monday night.
Okay.
And, so it's in Arizona. So, Nana is gonna meet me down there.
Okay, good.
We're gonna stay at an Airbnb. She's gonna drive me to the hospital or the Mayo Clinic. And so she's gonna drive me to my appointments. I have two appointments one day, one with the neurology center and then one with the endocrinology center because they reviewed my records when I got, like, did my admission form thing, and they were like, we think you should see an endocrinologist. And I was like, honestly, I am so happy that they said that, because I told the scheduling lady, I was like, I literally just got horrible results from an endocrinologist here saying that my issues are just, I need to go lose weight. And I'm like, yeah, no, duh, I need to lose weight, but what's making me gain a bunch of weight?
Yeah. I when I had texted you, like, there's no way it's like weight that's fat or muscle
Yeah.
because like one thing I've learned is like if you have weight gain or weight loss that's either 5 pounds within that's up to 5 pounds in 2 days, it's fluid. Like there you don't gain weight that quickly if it's fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, they're missing something. Like,
Yes,
there's
exactly.
no way. There's no way.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I felt good about that. So, yeah, I have those appointments, and then I have 2 days in between, and then I have a follow up on the Friday. And so I don't know if I'm going to do any testing on the days in between. Like maybe it's like if they want to order testing, but it's like a big deal. Like they like sent welcome letters, like welcome into the neurology clinic, the neurology program at the Mayo Clinic. Like I'm like, okay, all right.
I'm glad you're not in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if anyone can help you, it's the Mayo Clinic. Like, I trust the Mayo Clinic. I feel like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be inpatient.
If they tell me that's what I need, then
Oh,
that's the thing. I'm hoping that I would come back for that. Like, I don't want to be there for a week and then be like, oh, you need to stay for 3 weeks. Like, that's kind of impossible.
I feel like that is a possibility.
I might message them since they're so good at answering their messages because this is literally what happened. So I'm like at the conference thing or the training day, and they are like messaging me all morning, and they're like, "We need these records for your doctor," and it wasn't even like they pull my records. Like they were like, "We just need to know what test it was and where it was." And I was like, "Okay, that's really nice." But they asked a bunch of questions, like questions that a headache specialist or a neurologist has never asked me before. And
Like,
just like, I can't even think about it now. Um,
it's okay. Like, how, see, like, how do they miss that?
exactly. And so, yeah, it's a whole team of people. Um, there could be multiple fellows there. Like, it's a whole thing. So there's a bunch of minds working together. And so yeah, we're taking a break to go take a group picture. And when we're like when we're waiting for everyone to squish in, I get a call and I was like I just ignore it. And then literally 2 minutes later, I'm walking down the stairs after taking the picture. They call again and I look and it's Arizona and I was like, "Okay, well this is the Mayo Clinic." So I answer and she was like, "Hi, I'm the admin assistant for the neurology program and I wanted to just see if you got my or no, she was like, I wanted to see if you were able to fill out the forms yet. I saw that you read my message." And I was like, "Oh, you have read receipts?" Yeah,
Okay, Mayo.
I was like, "Whoa, okay." And she's like, "You are coming up really quickly." And I was like, "Okay, like, yeah, they're doing a lot of prep work." So, okay, so the whole time I'm stressed during the training day because I'm just trying to type out all this stuff. And it's like, if you don't answer all these things, like, in detail, it could affect your appointment, like, because we don't have your information. So I was just like, okay, they need this. This is stressful. But, anyways, long story short, that's what I'm doing. So I have to like book my travel and book my Airbnb and everything. So yeah, it's crazy.
I will say though, at least it's stressful in this way where they're over communicating instead of like not hearing anything.
Exactly. And like I know I can message them or I can call them and ask that question like is there a potential that I would stay like for 3 weeks immediately? Um and I know they would answer. So maybe I'll call them. Yeah, I'm going to do that. But yeah,
Well,
that's my big update. That's the only update I have. That's like what I'm doing right now.
yeah, well, keep us updated because it is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I say this every week, I swear, but if you guys want to follow Halie on her journey with her chronic illness and her advocacy, follow her on Instagram because like everything that we're talking about right now, she's posted about, and like you recapping the summit today, I know you're gonna post on the Instagram and on your personal. So
Mhm.
yeah, go connect with us there because then you guys can see. Like I know a lot of you guys watch on YouTube or Spotify video, so you can see us when we're recording and when we're like doing the episode. But then if you want to connect with us outside of that, we do have an Instagram, and Halie posts a lot on her personal too.
Yes. Yes, thank you for plugging me. Um
Yeah,
yeah.
not so subtle. Um,
We're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and we can all benefit from having someone to talk to.
Whether you need to work through a specific trauma, talk through a big decision, navigate relationship issues, are struggling with anxiety or depression, or just need someone to talk to, BetterHelp is here for you.
It's a super easy process. You sign up and get matched with a therapist tailored to your needs. There's financial help available if you qualify, and their rates are affordable to ensure that you get the help you need.
BetterHelp has given our listeners 10% off your first month. Use code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services. And you can also click the link in our show notes to get there very easily. Again, that's code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services.
well, I feel like that was kind of a natural transition to our main topic, where you're recapping today. We will do reading, watching, listening at the end. Let's do that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, yes, I was lobbying for or with the Alliance for Childhood Cancer. And so yesterday was a training day all day. And we learned about the different bills and the different acts and the childhood care package that we are presenting. And then, like, how to share your story and what not to do, what to do, like, just a training day. There were. Sorry, what?
Can you? It's okay. Can you share a little bit about the package that you guys were presenting?
Yes. So get my notebook out. Okay. So the childhood cancer package is composed of a bunch of different little like things. But what we were asking the House members was to co-sponsor the Give Kids a Chance Act, which works with, I believe this one is the one with Medicaid and going across the state, but let me check. Okay, yeah, the Give Kids a Chance Act. Okay, I was way off. The Give Kids a Chance Act is going to basically incentivize businesses to invest in childhood cancer research because there's, I mean, technically, not technically, like, the sad thing is, like, there's not a lot of return on investment with childhood cancer, like, drugs sometimes because there's not as many adults, or there's not as many kids as adults being diagnosed, but there's a lot of kids. And so, yeah, so this would just be like prioritizing that and guaranteeing that pediatric cancer studies happen in a timely manner. So we're just asking them to co-sponsor it and put their name on it and champion it. Co-champion.
Okay.
And then we were asking the Senate to co-sponsor the Give Kids a Chance Act. Basically, our asks were the Accelerating Kids Access to Care Act, which was actually presented yesterday. Or no, it was presented this morning in session. So that was a really good thing. And it was so new that we had to write in the like bill number because it wasn't available when it was printed. But this is reducing the red tape that allows children with complex medical needs greater access to out-of-state providers who can best meet their needs. So this one is the one that would allow kids on Medicaid, who most of the childhood cancer kids are on Medicaid, would allow them to cross the state easily, more easily for treatment. Whereas right now there are a lot of kids dying because they're waiting for months to be approved and for all the to go through all the red tape. So that is the other big one. So there's like a bunch of other stuff. Like the thing is, we lobbied for this stuff. Like we've been lobbying for this stuff for years. We lobbied last year for a lot of the same stuff. Like the two big things were the same. And it's because in December, when the budget was cut in like the very last session, they cut childhood cancer funding. So what we had that was going to pass and get funding, it got slashed. And so that was a huge like sorrow for everyone in the group, because these are all like parents. It's a lot of parents of kids. Like I got asked like, how old is your kid? And I was like, oh, I'm the survivor. But yeah, like a lot of parents. And so anyways, yeah, lost my train of thought there. But so basically we start off the day, we take the metro, and we go to our first two meetings, and these were in the same building. I can't remember. I can't remember which building, but it was in one of the buildings, and it was all the meetings were really good. It was crazy because we only met with one Republican, and his office was filled with taxidermy animals. Okay, I'm not going to say filled. There was 3 in there, but it was like it's not like it was a big office. Taxidermy animals, a huge bighorn sheep in the corner of the room on this big mount staring at us. And then these like deer and elk on the wall, and I literally was like to my friend Sam, who I lobbied with last year. I was like, funny how the only Republican office, like I literally look around and I was scared. And there was a picture behind me of him that had killed a bear. He was there posing with a dead bear. I was like, I don't like this energy at all.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that meeting was the only one that I I think we all kind of walked out and were like not impressed, because she was just kind of like making excuses, like, you know, like we never want to be the ones to like cut something, but like it's got, you know, stuff has to give. And like, so one of the ladies in my group, she was like, just write the check. Like she was like, I got a little like mad in there, but like honestly, like it's like you can't just like justify like putting things on top. And yeah, so that one was just like a little annoying, but it was fine. Like at one point I said, because she was kind of like doing that. She just kept saying like, well, you know, like this and this. And I was like, one of the moms was like saying stuff like facts, childhood cancer facts. And I was like, and the reality is it can happen to anyone, like to her. And because I was like people don't care until it's in their backyard. Like, and so, yeah.
Wait, the Republican?
Who's the Republican?
Well, because you had said this guy killed a bear, but then you're talking about a female.
Okay, so to explain, like, I guess the lobbying process, you normally don't meet with the representative themselves, and especially today they were out of session, because it was a Friday, and so yes, so we met with the staffers. Normally it was the ones that were their staffers, like specifically focused in their health policy. And so they could speak to those issues, but like they like speak for them, and they have these meetings with people all day, and like it's pretty cool. Like I was like one of the girls, like the very last meeting, who's the representative for Denver, which is a district I'm registered to vote in. And so it was like my district, And she was just like so cool, and I really liked her, and like I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I would be her friend. And so I like grabbed her business card and went back at the end. And then I was like, do you have LinkedIn? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay, I'm going to connect with you. And she was like, please do. And then she asked me like if I do this like for a job. And I was like, no, I don't. I just like do try to do it on social media, but like it's all in my free time. I do social media for work. And she was like, oh, well, if you ever are interested in like an internship or anything like that, then send me a LinkedIn message. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So she was really nice. And her name was Ryan. And I was just like, okay, Ryan, like you sound cool. Um,
Right? Cool.
yeah. So anyways, so yeah, that's why I was kind of like saying she. Um, but then all the other ones were so good. They were all like super just like super nice and like listening to us and like really asking questions and like genuinely like trying to learn and like understand what we can do because they do feel like it is a priority because it did get slashed and like they were all like we're going to do this. So I left a copy of my book with every single one of them that we met with. So one of them, she just had a baby. Literally, she had a baby 3 weeks ago. She was in DC yesterday because she had to vote in person. They wouldn't let her vote virtually. And she was like, it's too important of a vote. I don't know what they were voting on, but it's like with this economy right now. And she's a Democrat.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, she flew to DC for like literally just to vote and then flew back to be with her baby. And her office was like, just like, we are so proud of her right now. Like, she is amazing and she's so strong and like such a good example. Like, just speaking so highly of her. And I was like, I'm inspired by you. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I gave the staffer my book, and she was like, the congresswoman is always looking for children's books right now because she just had a baby. So I'll be sure to get this to her. And I was like, "Ah, yes.
Oh, I
Um,
love that you have the book in every office.
yeah, same. So yeah, a little bit about the people that I was lobbying with. Um, So it was Sam, who I lobbied with last year. Last year it was me, Sam, and Blake. That was our group. And Blake was our state leader, so he like works on Capitol Hill, like he's a lobbyist for a childhood cancer organization. Um, but he went to school in Colorado, so that's his Colorado tie. So it was just us three last year, and we rocked it. Like we did great. But I met Sam, and like really, we have stayed in touch on social media, and I just loved her. So we got to see each other again, and it was just like so good to see her and catch up. Like I really love her, and yeah, it was just so fun. So I mean, obviously this subject is not fun, but so it was Sam. She is a cancer mom. Her son last year was like actively fighting and he rang the bell in August. So he's a survivor and just went on his wish trip. So that's Sam. I know. And then the other group was with Quinn. So Quinn is an 11-year-old little girl. She is, and all these people are from Colorado. So she's, um, yeah, 11. She had cancer 2 years ago, but went through like so a ridiculous amount of rounds of chemo and radiation, and um, she um, like just suffers a lot of side effects. Like she has fractured ribs right now because she has like osteoporosis and like low bone density, and she's 11 years old, and she was just so cute, like wheeling so fast in her wheelchair down like the tunnels that connect all this like the buildings, and like she's just so cute and such a light. and she typed out like a one-page speech and about her cancer story and how she went into cardiac arrest and was like being resuscitated for 10 minutes and then went into a seizure after because she was on a ventilator basically. And yeah, just like a horrific story. And she was just very like brave and strong and just outspoken. Like would she was holding her own in conversations, like literally listening that we were talking about like Medicaid access. And she was like, yeah, I just got approved for Medicaid and it took this long to get approved, but I finally got approved, so I'll have access to more things now. And um yeah, like she was like, yeah, she was just amazing. And um I just had some really sweet interactions with her that I will honestly always cherish. Um, it was very powerful, like being able to advocate with her. So that was Quinn, and then Quinn's mom was there. And then her principal, her school principal, and then her 504 coordinator for like her accommodations at school. And they literally like they were such a dynamic duo. First off, it was reminding me of like Mary Rich and Miss Crumb because I was like literally like that was you guys for me. Um
Yeah.
but they like raised so much funds for Quinn like out of their own pockets, like the staff. The 504 coordinator, she was just like they got all these accommodations to do her PT at school during the day, so different teachers would switch off like helping her do her exercises. They like got it so that she could take her medicine. And then they also like got approval to be able to like teach her at home. So the teachers would literally like take rounds like going and doing her work with her at home. And this is a elementary school in Colorado, just like these amazing people. And so they were advocating for like that, the like 504 type stuff and like accommodations, but also just like education and the research aspect and stuff. So they were so sweet. And then our state leader, she she's was so sweet. She is a childhood cancer mom. Her daughter was diagnosed in 2000. And so it's been a while, but she is like has a family and everything and is now suffering a lot of late effects and like had a secondary cancer recently and is just going through a lot. And so she was also advocating for like the late effects aspect. So we basically started every meeting with Quinn's speech that she read. That was just like so, it was just so, you know, powerful. And then I shared my story a little bit, and then, well, Sam would kick us off, and then Quinn, and then I would share my story, and then anyone else who wanted to share after that, like they would kind of talk about the things we're asking for and that sort of stuff. Because I was like, I don't have a good memory, and I'd really rather just like not have to think about it and like share my story. And so they were like, that's totally fine. So the way we did it was like really great, and it was great. And yeah, like I said, like everyone was really sounding really good. Obviously, like I have to follow up with them and be consistent. So I'm going to be emailing them thank you letters tomorrow. Um, but yeah, that's like that's kind of like the lobbying process, honestly. Like normally you would go with a group and then would do like some sort of training and then you're just meeting with different like the staff of the representatives and or the Congress people. Um and yeah, you're just talking about whatever issues you're asking for.
So, as a group, do you guys just like travel to like go down the line to different offices? Or like do you have appointment slots or do you just walk in?
That is a really great question. So we, the Alliance for Childhood Cancer, they set up all of our appointments for us. So if
Okay.
you're going with a group, like they would do that. And so yes, like we just had um these schedules that literally just say like 10 a.m., 10:31, 1:30, Representative Jeff Crank. This is the room number. And so like that schedule, and then on the back there's a map of all the buildings. And I literally was like, I'm turning off my brain. Like I was like, I don't know where I am. I, other people know better than me because they've been multiple years, like our state leader. So I was like, because we're just going down all these random hallways in tunnels underneath the ground to connect the buildings. And it was just insane. And I was just like, no, I'm not even going to pretend like I know what I'm doing. And honestly,
That's why
exactly. And like, honestly, there was a lot, like, people that work there that if they saw us that being confused, they immediately were like, "Do you guys need help?" And they would just walk us to where we needed to go. Like I was literally like, "Are you guys just trying to like burn time?" But they were so nice. And so yeah, I don't know if it's like, "Oh, everyone's wearing yellow. We know you guys are childhood cancer. We want to help you," or like they're just nice. But yeah, so it was really cool. I do think I want to go again next year, but I really want to bring someone from the family because, like I said, like people were mistaking me for being a parent because, like, there's not a lot of survivors that go alone. I mean, there's a group, but like not that many. Like, it's a lot of parents
yeah.
and siblings. Like, I met this little sibling duo, and they were so cute. And the older brother, and then he was like, I'm an older brother of a cancer survivor. And then Joey or Jonathan, something like that, was the cancer survivor, and he was 7, and he had survived brain cancer twice. And so then, yeah, his mom introduced him and was like, "This is so and so, and he's a cancer survivor." And this was like at the table I first sat at, and then there was another boy with his mom, and he was like, "I'm also a cancer survivor." And one of the moms was like, "It's a table full of survivors." And I was like, "Oh, cute." But like I felt awkward because I was like, I wish that I had someone here with me. Like, not that like it was awkward to the point, because I was like, I'm literally fine. Like, I don't feel that awkward. But I was like,
No, I get it though.
I guess just like, yeah, I was like, I wish someone was here because everyone's here with their families or like their partner or something. But, next year.
Yeah, or the year after for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone will go with me next year. Mom was going to go with me, and then literally something came up. So, yeah. She's going to go with me next year, though. I decided
Yeah, I
that.
get it. I feel like Daniel would go with you. Or Papa.
Probably, yeah. Especially because our book, it's
Yeah.
written by Nana and illustrated by Aunt Holly, which makes it even more special.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even write the book. Like, people think I wrote the book. I didn't write the book.
Yeah,
It's just
Nana did.
my story that they like brought to life in a physical way that I can use as like a tool, and like it's so cute. Oh, and I gave a copy to Quinn, and Quinn read it, like read the whole thing like immediately, and then was like, when I was like presenting my book to people, like she would be like, "It's a really good book. I read it." And I was like, "You are just like
Aw.
so cute." But yeah. So, that was my advocacy day on the Hill.
Is there anything else that stood out to you or impacted you or like something you want to keep in mind for next year?
Um well, I did want to just share these facts. I meant to do this at the beginning. Um, so 1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer in the United States will not survive. By 50 years old, 99% of survivors have a chronic health problem. Try 23. 1 in 264 children in the US are diagnosed with cancer before their 20th birthday. Like, it's like today, when we're recording this, it's actually Rare Disease Day. The thing is, it's not really a rare disease. Like, it affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to give.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Children's Hospital Colorado, because one of the people that we met with was saying how she works really closely. Oh, this was the mom who just gave birth. She works really closely. Their office works really closely with Children's Hospital to ensure that these executive orders that are being passed are going to still give people access to care. And she was like, this isn't related to this, but like, she was like, the one that's coming to mind is like the trans access to care. And I was like, in my head, I was like, my sister works there and is literally part of like the alliance, or what's it called?
Spectrum Alliance.
The Spectrum Alliance. And like, she told me this, like, that you guys are like literally trying to do this. And so she was like, yeah, like and she was like, if you guys hear of anything, please call us immediately. Or she was like, you have our emails, because the thing is, they keep in contact. Like, if you build a relationship with them, they keep in contact with you. I'm doing a Zoom meeting with a girl that I met with last year, because she was like, she saw one of my LinkedIn posts about my advocacy for chronic illness, and she was like, I want to know what we can do in the community to support people with chronic illness. So, like, can we have a meeting? And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, and we have a relationship on LinkedIn now because we communicate, but it's just like, that's really cool now that I have a connection. So,
I feel like this is a good, for me, like, this is coming to my mind. Like, I'm so cynical about the government right now.
yeah.
And, like, politics in general. I think a lot of people are. I'm just over it. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's so negative. But I'm glad you're sharing your experience, because you, last year and today and yesterday, this year, like, you have had really good experiences
Yeah.
on Capitol Hill at this group. And I think it does highlight that even when it feels like we can't do anything, and that the issues that we care about are never like things that we have a direct impact for, I think this is showing that we do. And
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, because like even a year later, you're still communicating with this woman who you met over something that impacts your daily life, and also so many other people who you've connected with and who feel the same way. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, like, a lot of these people are our age. And I'm like, I can feel, especially because we met with mostly Democrats today, and they're all angry about what's happening and made comments about it. Like, they're all angry. And so they're trying to make things happen. And that's why it's like, okay, like, literally, if you use your voice, like, we can actually affect change. And so, like, even if you can't, like, go lobby in person, like, you can write letters to your representatives, you can call their office, you can schedule online meetings, like, you can do things and advocate for issues that you care about, even if you're not, like, in Washington, D.C., walking the halls and the tunnels and like, going to different offices. Like, you can still do something about it, and you should, because, like, it really is a powerful feeling. Like, being united, and like, we know what we're asking for, and like, it's just the democratic process, like, truly what it's like meant to be. like working, trying to work. But like, yeah, it was disgusting to be in the same vicinity as Trump. One of the uh like senators or something had the like picture of him with his fist up and his bodyguards pulling him down after he got shot in the ear.
Ooh.
Yeah, and me and Sam literally were like, "Ew, what is going on?" And like, yeah, one of the meetings, I think it was the last meeting, we were talking about how like disappointing it was that the childhood cancer funding got cut last year. And the girl that we were meeting with, she was like, and let's not forget that like who made that decision? An unelected um not billionaire, but what something fancier. She said it's so fancy and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're impressive." Like that's the thing. I'm just like this is our generation. Like you guys like we're inspiring change. Like we can make it happen. Like you guys are in here. You feel the same as me. Like we can do this, you know? Like it was just like that feeling. But yeah, she was just like basically saying like, "Oh, who did this?" Like Elon Musk. Like literally Elon Musk is the one that cut the childhood cancer funding and it's just like what is he doing? And that's literally what she said. She was like, we didn't even vote for him. Why is he so in here? And there's a lot of talks about Doge, like, and reducing the government spending and how, like, and people in the cafeteria, because we were at I think the House of Represent, yeah, the House office cafeteria for lunch. And apparently there were people in line talking about like their friends getting fired because there are so many federal layoffs happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like it's just such a scary time and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh. Like please if childhood cancer stuff doesn't get on the funding on March 14th, there's going to be another riot since apparently that's allowed now."
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast and they referred to Elon Musk as the first lady, and I was like, it's not funny, but like, yeah.
No, literally though, that's so true. Like, yeah. It's quite maddening. And
Well,
I saw the Supreme Court and I literally just I looked at it and I said, "Please do better." I said that out loud. Like, "Please change the prophecy." Come on.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, I don't want to rain on your good, impactful day,
yeah,
but
it was good.
yeah, yeah, I'm glad we got to hear about it. I know you're gonna post pictures, but I'm excited to see them because, like, truly, I have not seen anything yet. Like, I
Yeah.
think you got home and we started recording, so
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll post some pictures and tag my book, my story, and yeah, I'll just tag some other resources and just different ways you can help because if you're just like listening to this and you're like, how can I help? One like would be to like call your representatives because this is like actually super urgent. There's like a really quick deadline. Um, but like other ways, like I'll post some resources like that because it is hard feeling like helpless when you do want to help and like there's a lot of like negativity going on, but the thing is like yeah, like it's a really sad thing and like kids are dying. And so we need to do something about it because yeah, kids are dying and survivors have survivor guilt and like it's rough. So,
there's a lot of effects from the lack of funding and the lack of research for childhood cancer. So
yes.
I think it's good that you guys shared your experience and shared facts and just highlighted why it's so necessary.
Yes. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next year on the recap of year 3.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say before we get into reading, watching, listening. We have done a couple episodes in the past on
Yeah.
childhood cancer and you sharing your story. I
Yeah.
don't even know off the top of my head what number they would be or like even what month we would have recorded that in. But if you guys scroll back through our feed, if you want more, if you want to hear more about Halie or like also my experience going through that as a sibling,
Yeah.
I definitely recommend that.
Yes. Yeah. And I can link those too. Because
Okay.
yeah, we have those that are really good resources. So
Yeah,
yeah.
quality probably not that great, but the content's there for you.
Yes, it's there for you.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to do your reading, watching, listening?
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
Okay.
I'll just like shoot what I'm okay, so what I'm reading, Daydream by Hannah Grace. It's the third book in the Icebreaker series.
Okay.
And Housemaid for book club.
Okay.
I'm watching Severance, Yellow Jackets, White Lotus. I started Exo Kitty.
Okay.
And listening to I'm in my pop era. Just pop on repeat. Tate McRae, radio.
Yes. Okay. Um, I am reading Handmaid's Tale. I'm 50% through.
Okay.
I'm watching You season 4.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And I'm listening to So Close to What, Tate's new album. I have literally been
Yes.
listening on repeat.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good. I think like my favorite song is Green Light right now.
I love Green.
It's
I
so
love Green
good.
Light.
But like I'll be like listening and I'm singing along and I know like a lot of the words and I'm like I love this song and then I'm like okay, well this is a title that I didn't have in my top list. Like it's just such a good album.
I love it. And I know people are saying it's not Tate, and I saw some TikToks that were like, she's just like become basically like cliche basic. And I'm like, hey, she is pop though. Like a lot
Yeah.
of pop is the same. It's pop.
Yeah, like just have fun with it. Like come on. Why do we have to complain about
Literally.
everything?
People are haters. But yeah, I'm with you. Okay, one question before we stop. You season 4. Have I seen that?
Yes, you've
Is
seen it.
it what's going on?
He's in London.
Oh, I hated that season.
Yeah. I'm only watching it because I wanted something intriguing because I'm also watching White Lotus and Yellow Jacket season 3. I have the new episode on. I'm halfway through it. Um, and it came out today. First thing I did when I got home, I turned it on. And
I wait. When does it's probably out for me then?
oh
Right, because
yeah.
I'm behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm watching that. But White Lotus, like, I was like, I need to watch something intriguing. Like, White Lotus, like, something that just, like, keeps you on the edge of your seat. And then
Yeah.
like, you came up on, like, the promotional thing. And I was like, honestly, they're coming out with one more season, and that's the final season. I might as well finish it. Like, I'm just going to watch season 4. I already, like,
Yeah.
know some spoilers that it's just like, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. It's the same old Joe, how are you getting away with this? Like,
No, literally.
it's
It's
not.
every season though it's going downhill. Like the first season, I've watched probably like 10 times. I love the first season. Same with the second season. Like it's good, not as good as the first. Third season, don't remember what happened. Fourth season, truly, I
The
don't
third
even
season
remember.
was crazy when he was married to Love.
Oh, that was the third season.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So it was good, but like again, not as good as
Yeah.
the first two.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. And it's fine. I'm just like, Joe, you need to get it
No,
together.
he's insane.
Yeah. He's
But then he
crazy.
always tries to act like Love is like a worse person than he is, and like, I whatever.
I
He
know.
is
I'm
he's
like,
crazy.
you're crazy. Like, I was trying to explain it to Kendrick because the other night I've barely seen him because he's working nights for the last literal 2 weeks, like every single day. And so we like don't see each other because he showers and then like he sleeps all day, showers, and then goes. Like, it's so sad. I feel so bad for him. Um, but yeah, so I was trying to explain it to him because he was just sitting there right before he was leaving for work. And he was like, "So what's up with this guy?" And I was like, he's a serial killer. But like I was like, he also just like gets off on like stalking people and like killing people, and like he's just like has issues. Um Miss Hazel. Um so yeah, but I was just like trying to explain it, and I was like it's really not realistic because he would have been caught. So I was like it's just a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but then there's serial killers who have gone on for years and years.
I know. I don't know. I just
Oh, whatever.
yeah. Anyways.
It's,
So yeah, that's reading, watching, listening. Let us know in the comments what you're reading, watching, and listening, because you can comment on Spotify and you can comment on YouTube. So do that.
like I mentioned, follow us on Instagram at You, Me, and the Girls Pod. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode, so we'll talk to you guys then.
Bye, guys.